Hey guys, BigMenace here, back with a prison architect video. This one's gonna be tips and like how to start your prison out to make a successful prison. So you're gonna hit create new prison, and this is a very important menu because in this menu it shows you how to like the settings for your prison. You can select what gender you want your prisoners, female, male, and the warden one is pretty important because you can choose your warden and they all have different perks. Like this one is like the most balanced warden and has like all the traits. And this one you can see like has the likelihood of getting violent, lethal, violate, deadly, or fighters like prisoners. This one just like has the likelihood of your prisoners being fearless. So like they're gonna attack guards with weapons and stuff, and they're suppressed twice as quickly. This guy, guard dogs have 50% chance of fully uncovering any tunnels they detect, which is tunnels is basically how your prisoners escape from your prison, which is going to be pretty important to make sure you're keeping up on that. Because if you get too many escapees, your prisoner will shut down. And this one, the pacifier, reduces the overall temperature of your prison, making your inmates less likely to cause trouble. So it's just like reducing your prisoners like fighting and riots and stuff. This one you get money from each piece of contraband found. It's not a lot of money, it's just a little bit, and the prisoners like get fined from their savings accounts. So basically you just get a little bit of money from that. So I'm going to pick the lobbyist because it's really good for beginners because you get less violent, lethal, what I cannot pronounce that word, or deadlier fighters. Because if you have too many deaths in one day, you get a call from the CEO or too many escapes, and you have 24 hours, and you can only have like a couple of deaths before your prisoners shut down those 24 hours. But after that 24 hours, it renews, and then if a lot of people die in your prison, you're not gonna get shut down. Then you just have to go through the whole thing again with the CEO. You can choose your guard dog, the companion, guard's best friend, classic. This is just a regular guard dog. The husky is only if you're gonna be playing in a snowbound plot. So I would not recommend if you're gonna play in a normal plot. So you come here and choose the size of your prison. I recommend playing with a large prison because if you play with a smaller medium and you want to expand your prison later, it's gonna cost you like $80,000 for that space. But if you get a large prison, you get more space and you won't have to upgrade your land near the beginning. That's gonna save you a lot of money in the long end. So you can like expand your prison. Fog War for people for like beginners of this game, I would recommend turning this off because you lose visibility of places guards aren't. So you need cameras all over the place, which costs you a lot of money, and it's very challenging because in the beginning you're not gonna have a lot of money, and this is more of a late game thing. CCTV cameras are a late game thing, so it's gonna cause you a lot of trouble if you're a beginner. It's pretty hard to understand. You can choose what plot you want. You can have like a moon, a desert, snow, or jungle. You can generate forest, but this doesn't really matter at all because you can just grow trees in your forestry later, which can be sold for a lot of money. That's how you gain a lot of money. Failure conditions, you want this on because it adds like a good challenge. So you basically just be shut down if you get bankruptcy, too many deaths in a day, or too many escapees in a day. Gangs, you want to turn this on. It's pretty fun to play in this game because you have like gang leaders. If they're getting punished in solitary, the people in the gang he's in might riot because their leader is getting punished. Dynamic reputations, this one. So if you click on a prisoner, you can go down to reputations, and it shows you like if he has like a fighting one, he's a hard hitter, so he might knock out or kill people pretty fast. If he's a fast runner, he can get away from guards pretty fast. If he's like really intelligent, he's really crafty. So that's a good one to turn on in events. This one's really fun. There's like riots, fires, like big emergencies that happen. You have to deal with it, right? So this is the settings I usually play on. I don't like playing on fog war because it's just annoying because you can't see half the prison. And I just don't like it. So then we're gonna hit. Oh wait, yeah, I'm choosing companion for my dog, and let's hit play. So once you actually get to your prison, you're gonna have your workmen come in on the truck. Then you get supplies and stuff. And you see how you already have. This is where your garbage goes from your workmen and your prison garbage and deliveries. So the deliveries is for like when you construct things, you get orders from these trucks and they come in. So the first thing you want to do is go to foundations and you want to build the entrance of your prison. I usually like making it 2x2, 4 meters long, and you can make it as long as you want. I like 4x6. Then you want to come down to doors. You want a large jail door here and a large jail door here. So they're going to build that. And then the next thing we want to do is fence. So you want to build a very big area surrounded by fence so you can fit your prison into it. And fence is very cheap, so do not skimp out and just not build fence because your prisoners will escape. So you're going to build a pretty nice sized fence around your starter prison. Make it good for expansion. This is a good tool because you can make it equal. Okay, so we got that. We're gonna go hit the bank balance. So grants might not load up right now, so you just have to hit another tab, then go back to grants, and they should be here. And then we're gonna go to basic detention center and administration center. So in the left top corner, it's gonna give you all these details about things you have to build, and you get us some money to start with. Like you get half the money to start with, and it adds it to your account. Then when you're done with all these, you get the money back. You get the other half of the money when you finish it. So there's this awesome tool called Quick Build, and you can just like build stuff quickly, and you don't have to make it yourself. I like using this tool. It saves a lot of time if you're not that good at building. But first, what we want. Oh no, I think I just canceled that wall. No, I'm good for it. So you want to come up to this tab and then come to intake and close, because after the first 24 hours it'll automatically start sending prisoners to your location, and you can choose what type of prisoners you want. You can like ratios, but the higher a prisoner, like the higher security your prisoner needs, the more money you get, and you get money every day from your prisoners. And with this time thing, you can speed up time so your builders in prison moves faster. I like using this because it builds stuff pretty quick. So first, we're going to go to our to-do list, and we're going to build a holding cell. So we go to quick build, and then we go foundations because we can make this ourselves. You don't really need a good holding cell because your prisoners aren't not going to spend much time here. Let's build it near the entrance, and we're going to take a cell door, jail door, and place it there. One other thing you need to build is take your fence, make this thing outside your prison so your inmates cannot get to it, because it can start fires pretty fast if your prisoners get hold of utilities. Then go doors, and then staff gate. So there's different like doors that people can open. There's like jail doors which guards have to open, staff doors which any staff that work at your prison can open, and doors that any prisoner or any staff member can open. Then there's a visitor door which allows people from that are trying to visit your inmates at your prison that can open. I see that we are missing a fence there. That is not good. So we're going to build one there. So we come to utilities. We're going to place a power station, and you get one free one. Then capacitor, which adds the amount of power your generator can make. Then we take a water pump. So you're going to have to connect this to your water pump, right? Then you have to take these and put them out your prison. See how this is blinking? That means there's no power getting to it. So you come here, then you just have to bring the wire into the building for it to get power. But for the pipes, you're going to have to connect it directly to the source. I'll show you. So we're going to come here, and we're going to go to holding cell. Oh, I hit quick build, not rooms. Holding cell. Come here, just do that. So you need a toilet and a bench. I recommend putting 2 toilets in here because someone has to use the bathroom and someone else has to use the bathroom, and adding a few benches is a good idea so more prisoners can go in there. See, utilities. We're going to take this pipe, connect it straight to here, bring it out. The large pipe is mainly for like the main water flow. Then if you want to connect something to the large pipe, you take the smaller pipes, and it's much easier and it's cheaper. But you can connect large pipes to things, but it's just more money you don't need to spend. And I recommend putting a pipe valve near your water pump, because if a pipe breaks, your prison will flood and it can destroy things, and it's just going to save you money in the long run. So it's pretty cheap, $10, not a big cost. And you see with daily cash flow, if it's green, it means you are earning $840. That's for your staff, and that will go down hiring staff and such. The more staff you have, the less cash flow you get. This cash flow will go up with each prisoner. You get a little bit of money for every prisoner. So we can see that there's no canteen accessible to the cell. So we're just going to quick build a canteen because it's a good option and it's a pretty big canteen, right? We're going to make this in the top left. Then we need to build a kitchen right off the canteen. So we're going to have to hire chefs to cook food, but a little later in the game you get to hire prisoners. They take a course on how to work in kitchen, like laundry and janitor stuff. So you can actually hire prisons instead of workers and save a lot of money in this game. So today in this episode, we're going to be completing the basic detention center and administration center. So we're going to have to bring utilities, and we have to pair this to the sink. I'm just going to use a large pipe. And some things require for electricity to have it right to the source. So we're going to need to bring power over here. We just need to put that in for the lights. But for the stove, we're going to have to bring the electrical all the way in here. All the way in here. For the fridge and the cooker. So we have our canteen and kitchen done. So those will cross off the list by themselves. So we have to build a yard. This is pretty easy. You just got to take a fence, and you should make a pretty big yard if you want to have a lot of inmates in your prison eventually. Then I recommend putting a staff door down, because if just a workman or is hanging around, it can let your prisoners in here and you don't have to wait for a guard. So we have a yard built. Oh wait, you have to come to this tab and hit yard, then put it as yard. So there's things like weight benches you can add to the yard, and weights, which make your yard a very better experience and rate the grading, which makes prisoners more happy. So we're gonna have to build a shower next. This is easy. You can just go to quick build and hit shower, or you can build it yourself. A shower needs shower heads, drains. That's all that you need for it. We're gonna make this in the top left because this is where my cells are gonna start out. Then you have to bring the utilities, and then come down the water pipes and then come over here, take a small pipe and connect it. Now I'm going to take a large pipe and connect it just so the water pressure is good. Then once they're going to be done building, we're going to have a shower. Then we're going to have to hire 2 guards and 2 cooks. So we come to stat and hire 2 cooks and 2 guards. See how my daily cash flow went down $400. So our shower is built. Now we're going to have to work on the administration center. So we come to quick build and we have to make 2 offices. This is where our staff stuff's going to be in this corner. So we're going to make more than 2 offices because we're going to have to hire a lot of people in this game. And we can just get it done now because we have the money. So I made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 offices. That should be good for a long while in the game. Then we have to come to utilities and make sure everything's connected because the staff will not be happy if their room's just pitch black, no light. You can see the red bar is how much power you're using, and the remaining dark green bar is how much power you can use. But once the red bar reaches the top of that, all the power just shuts off on its own. Let's see how they're doing. Oh, we're going to need some lights in here. See, they're building it. Once it's finished, it'll complete, and then we'll have a good shower going. Then we're going to have our 2 offices built. Then we're going to hire a warden, unlock finance through bureaucracy. Bureaucracy is how you unlock new things. And it's this tab, but you need a warden to unlock it. And I'll show you that in a couple minutes when this is all built. They're still working on that. What's some other things we can do? We just have to wait for a minute while they finish this up. This is a pretty good sized prison for starters, but it will expand. You just have to add more fence posts. Do not destroy the wall, the original fence, before your other fences are complete, because if the prisoners see that they can get out of the prison, they will go for it. And that can be very bad for you because you lose a lot of money. And your prison value goes down $100,000 per prisoner that escapes in the past 24 hours, which hurts your prison value. You can sell shares and stocks out of your prison if you really need money quick and if you're in bankruptcy, because you just spent like a whole lot of money on like people and you don't have prisoners coming in for a while. So we see that this is not connected to that, but there's a small pipe install queue. So we just have to wait. We're gonna hire a couple more, 2 more workmen so the job can get done a little faster. But right now we can go into quick build and we can start planning out our cells. We need 15 cells for cell block A, which can give us like a lot of money. Cell block A. We have to finish the administration center. Come down here, hire a warden. He's going to go to the office he wants, I guess. Then we come to bureaucracy. Then we're going to do, where is it? Finance. But we're also going to set up health and psychology for prisoner health and well-being grant. So once that's done, we're going to get the $5,000 and we're just going to place down 15 cells. And all the toilets and lights need to be hooked up too. So these are just basic cells, but once you get a little more money in the game, you can upgrade your cells so that they have more stuff, which like more luxuries like TVs, radios, couches, bookshelves and stuff, which make your prisoners happy and less likely to riot. But we do not have the funds for that right now because it's rather expensive for each prisoner to get their stuff, and you don't want to give some prisoners luxuries and the others not, because they'll become unhappy. We're just making two rows of cells. Then we're going to go to here, and we're going to just bring the pipe up. We're going to use large pipe so the water pressure doesn't go out. And we have to connect all the toilets, which is pretty easy. Then we have to take electrical and come up here, just bring it through all the cells. I think having like an outdoor prison is much better than indoor, because I find it's much easier escape into indoor prison because they just dig, and I don't know, it's weird. This game, they don't dig as much in outdoor prisons than they do in indoor prisons. I find that weird. So we see we can hire an accountant now. We hired an accountant, and it's going to go down. Then we can come to here and hit cell block A. We have to raise our prison capacity to 15. And your prison capacity is how many cells you have, so how many prisoners you can have. So we see we have 3 because we have 3 finished cells, but then once all these done, so we're definitely going to have 15, so we're going to get the extra $20,000. So then we're going to want to add some lights in our yard so we can just see at night. Floodlight, I recommend floodlights. Just put them in the corners and the sides of your yard. They make it much more visible. I know they're pretty pricey, but they'll help you out with visibility at night if any funny business is going down. And it's very useful to have visibility of your yard at night because it is pretty dark. You want to make sure they're facing your yard, not outside your yard. I've made that mistake before. And it just shines light over here rather than in your yard. See that light? It's very helpful. So we're going to hit yard, right? Type in yard. And this is all the things that will make your yard a little better. Some will make it worse, like the PA system. It suppresses prisoners and reminds them that they're in fact in prison. So what we're going to do is we're going to add some weight benches because it just brings up your yard grade and gives them more exercise. Now install, I think, 8 of them. Yep. Then we're going to install a couple bleachers. They're pretty cheap, just so they can sit down. Then a couple punching bags so they can get their anger out, not on guards. So yeah, we have our 15 prison cells meet, and we got the money. I think this is going to be the end of today's video. In my next video, we're going to do the intake of the prisoners, and then we'll expand and do more grants. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe and comment, because I'm a very small creator. I know it says I have 600 subscribers, but that's from when I was younger. Like 4 or 5 years ago, I made a viral video that got like 10,000 views, and I got a lot of subs from it, I guess, because it was a very cringy video, and I'm not posting on my channel because I'd ed myself. But bye guys, I hope you guys learned something, do well in this game. I'll be back with another video on this prison. Have a nice day.